In other words, what were our top executives saying about the commitment to the people interest? Are they committed?
Yes.
Yeah, better believe it. So that, in turn, Coast is committed, right? Which tells us what?
We are.
We better be committed too, right? What did they say about your role, or our role, in making this a success?
Yeah, we're critical to the success of the program.
Sure.
Without our help, it's not going to go anywhere.
Very good, Pat. Thanks. All right. Now what we're going to do, my fellow trainer before me had a favorite word, was okay. You may have noticed mine's all right. We're going to look at some of the key elements of the 2001 strategy. First of all, we've established a sales and service vision, right? Well, that kind of trickles right on down to the people that are going to be involved in this vision and what their roles and their responsibilities are going to be. And we're going to see in the course of the next couple of days that they've changed rather drastically. We've got new job titles, we've got new responsibilities, we're able to resolve stuff right away. We're also going to be dealing with standards and objectives. So we know what the objective of what we're going to do. The standard would be how, well, I'll go back to an analogy of playing golf. With par, you're above par, below par. So you have a standard set as to what you want to meet. Now, it should be realistic. You can make it too high and you'll never attain it, or you can make it too low. Now, we'll also be having measurement and tracking on a continuing basis so we can keep track of what's going on, how people are shaping up to this. There will be incentives. Oh boy, I saw eyes light up there. Not all monetary incentives. Now I saw eyes go out. But there will be. Not only in job satisfaction, but with your measurement and tracking, as you increase your sales capability, you are going to be monetarily rewarded. And I understand this in the very near future. Now, a very important part of this program would be the support people. Our products that are coming out, we're talking about brochures, things of this nature, the quality of them, our sales support people, savings admin, service support people, procedures. We've already seen with procedures where they've tried to make things a little simpler, streamline them so we can service more customers in a shorter period of time. And this all adds up to competence with management, sales, service, and technical competence. Now what we're looking at here is the platform selling skills, and there's 3 phases of it. What phase were you in before you got here?
Phase 1.
Phase 1. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sure. This is your program briefing, the pre-work that you did, the analysis of your branch that you all filled out, I know, and brought in here because we're going to be using that.
Right.
And Helen will be picking that up later today. All right? So we're now in phase 2. This is the actual workshop where we're going to have an application and you'll get a chance to practice, to get up and hone your skills that you can in turn bring back to the branch and train the people. When will phase 3 take place?
After we get back to the branch.
Very good, Pat. That's where you're going to have your reinforcement, your implementation, mental block time. SSOT. Structured on-site training. Had to stop and think just for a little couple of minutes. All right, now we're also going to be discussing the consultative selling process. This is a 5-step process that goes on. And it goes from here to here to here to here to here and back again. Now, the first process, or the first step in this process, is to relate. Relate to who?
Customer.
Right. So all focused around the customer. If we can relate to the customer, how will that help us?
We can discover what it is we can help them with, or what they need. They'll feel more comfortable with us.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. They'll feel more comfortable. Thereby, when we get to this phase, where we want to question them on what they need, they'll feel freer to tell us, right? So we'll, in this phase, what are we going to do in this phase? Well, I know we haven't covered this yet, but what are you trying to discover?
Needs, things
What
that
they need, right. I mean, you're not going to give the guy 15 different products when you find out he only needs maybe 3, 4, or 5. Once we discover the needs, then we present the needs to the customer. We make our presentation, explain the product, and at this point, if you've done a good job in discovery and presenting, you shouldn't have too many objections, because you're not going to waste their time trying to sell them something they don't need. They've already told you, hey, I need this. But if you get the objection, it may be necessary to go back and restate, well, we did talk about the fact that you're paying too much taxes, so that may be a need. So from here we go to confirm an agreement. This is where we're trying to get the customer to commit. Reach the end of the cycle. We'll also be discussing new business developments. For instance, prospect. If you're prospecting, what are you looking for? I say prospecting, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
Gold.
Gold, right? Our customers are golden. That's what we're prospecting for, gold. Set sales objectives and have an action plan and organize. We'll be discussing these quite a bit in detail. Now, in this section here, you may have seen this before. What we're dealing with here, as soon as I find out what it is, stages in skill learning. And I kind of like to tie it into my 5-year-old grandson, my little Goomba up in Bakersfield, right? Well, little Goomba, he lives in a small apartment complex. There's not too many other children his age around. So he never saw anybody ride a bike or rode one himself. So he, at this point in time, was unconsciously incompetent. He didn't know he didn't know how to ride a bike, and he didn't care. But he got a little buddy moved into the neighborhood. This kid had a bike. So now Zach has become conscious of the fact that, hey, I'd like to learn how to ride that bike, but I don't know how to do it. All right, so his little friend helps him with it. They work on it a little bit. He tries, he falls down a couple of times, but he finally gets the knack of it. Now he's up to a stage where he's consciously competent. However, he has to think every time he's on that bike. Okay, now I gotta put this foot down, I gotta turn it this way, okay. Until he gets to a point where it comes natural to him. He's doing it just naturally. He is now unconsciously competent. He doesn't have to think about what he's doing. Unless he runs into a little dirt spot or where there's some sand or oil and starts going all over the place, then he may have to go back and become consciously competent. Now we can see this same cycle, you could apply it to Nutellus. It's the same situation. I know somebody that's not familiar with banking, a teller's job looks like a piece of cake. What's so hard about it, right? You take in money, you give out money, you count it at the end of the day. It's not that easy, as we all know. All right, now this is where I'd like you to take out your pre-workshop assignment, and you had all written down objectives for the workshop. So I'd like to compare and complete this assignment on page 0.16. Now we can take it on.
have to critique yourself.
Huh? Oh.
Thought he was finished.
Don, is this different than regular training?
Is it different?
Yeah.
Oh! In some respects, yes.
Yeah.
I take somebody to the terminal, I say, look, this is the way you sign on. That's it. We're not going to discuss this. Let's do it this way. Do it that way.
15 minutes.
Huh?
It was 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Never thought
Right
about
along,
There's,
Uh,
you can do any amount of time it takes you, it's fine.
thank you.
I felt, I asked questions.
Yeah.
Feel pretty good about that.